Good afternoon to you and welcome to another day in our daily live session. As usual, we go about looking for opportunities in the stock markets around Nigeria and across the world. It's my privilege to be here again with you this morning and to take another look with you on what opportunities there are in the stock market. Thank you very much for joining from everywhere you are. I hope you are having a great time and your portfolios are doing very well. It's another opportunity to grow wealth. Listen to me, there is no better way to grow wealth than if you find an opportunity where you are able to do so while still going about your daily activities. Once again, it's the 22nd day of July 2025 and we're here again. It's Tuesday and a lot is already going on in the stock markets across the world. Thank you very much from wherever you are. You know how we do it. Keep liking and sharing this live session. There are so many souls and so many lives being rescued from any form of financial hardship. And I want to let you know that it's been a wonderful experience so far. I get a lot of feedbacks of how well we are doing. Thank you very much, everybody. Really appreciate your presence and your help all along. We go again today, staying invested. If you have to, find a way to rebalance your portfolio, feel free to do so. There are so many opportunities out there to continue to grow your money, and we are here to render the little help we can to ensure that you enjoy your journey. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You are not here to get rich quick. And let me introduce myself right away. I am your wealth creation enthusiast. They call me Wealth Coach Omiete because I have a passion for inspiring and helping individuals and corporate organizations build their personal and corporate net worth via investing in the capital markets. And so with my 27 years experience helping me out of every form of financial struggles, I am here to share my experience with you and to lead you by the way so you can also take your baby steps into investing. No matter how new you are to the system, as long as you can take instructions and you have internet connection and the desire to grow wealth, why not? If not, that's why we're here. So we are a community of investors, and little by little, one step at a time, we continue to grow our net worth. Thank you very much once again for joining us, and hopefully we have a great time together today. What's happening in the stock markets? We will do the review as usual of what happened yesterday, a few news here and there from the markets, and then we proceed to what's really going on with your portfolio and your expressions. Feel free to call in 1 p.m. Nigerian time. That's 1 hour into this live session. Calls will be taken so we can hear what you have to ask or say. Interestingly, so many are making good progress. Most of the stocks we are eyeing that have been recommended for long-term capital gains and dividends, they are looking good. One of the major surprises so far today is Wema Bank. Yesterday it was 16, today it's 17. In fact, I saw it trading around 18 at some point. So this is what you get when you strategically put your money in the market and let it work for you. Remember, I gave you a hint also how, interestingly, after the initial bull run, you were to divest from any fundamentally shaky stock to putting your money back into very sound fundamental stocks. What do we have today? Suddenly, TIP has jumped from 11, it was yesterday, to 12. As we speak, full bid. A lot is going on. I hope you have your tip and you are holding on. I remember somebody asking if he could sell his tip, and I told him never ever sell your tip because that one is for long-term wealth creation, and we can see all of that happening already. So I go on to your comments right away. Vivian, your money says got Boa Cement dividend yesterday, I guess. Yes, of course. This is me also confirming to you that after yesterday's live session, in the cool of the evening, I stumbled on my BUA Cement dividend in my account right there, sitting pretty, no struggles. And that's the kind of smart money that we are looking to invest in, and to show you how to go about it. How cement stocks sparked 19% weekly gain in the industrial goods sector. We were told and we saw, of course, before our very eyes. In the trading week ended July 18, 2025, the Nigerian industrial sector delivered a standout performance, soaring 19.17% to lead both sectoral and overall market gains. If you check very well, you will see that most of those rallies took place in the final two sessions of Thursday and Friday last week, jumping 19 and 5.6%, 9 and 5.6% up, and sealing that powerful finish. So you had a situation where Dangote Cement, for instance, closed as high as even though it closed as high as 763 in January 2024, before entering a decline that began in February, it extended into quarter 2 2025, dragging the stock below 500. Currently 400 and something naira per share. BUA Cement's trajectory was similar after reaching a fresh high of 185 naira per share in January 2024. The stock continued its retracement from February 2024 down and fell below 90. But what did we see? BUA Cement has powered back up. Even WAPCO is powering back up. So a lot of us who bought into the dip regarding BUA are now smiling because our stocks are doing very well. Thank you very much. I don't know what the challenge is with YouTube yet again. No voice connection. This must be a very serious problem. It's really unfortunate that this is happening over on YouTube. Good afternoon, coach. No audio on YouTube. The same happened yesterday. This is very, very frustrating for me right now. I think a lot more has to be done outside the live session. Unfortunately, we will have to go ahead with all other platforms working. I think something serious needs to be done about this to make it easier for everyone. All that needs to be done by the crew has been done. I don't know what the challenge is right now that YouTube continues to have these issues. In any case, I will try a few things live and see if it works out for the better. Otherwise, we will have to proceed. YouTube, please confirm if you can now hear any form of sound. Please confirm. YouTube, Emanuela Obianuju, somebody please confirm on YouTube if sound production is now audible. Okay, Dauda Abba on YouTube says Dangote Sugar or a good buy or CWG. For now, it's looking like both stocks are very good, if you ask me. And Dangote Sugar might just be prepping to experience another rise. But that will seriously or marvelously be helped if they publish a very good second quarter result. And I'm thinking the second quarter result should make a lot of sense. In any case, price actions here have it that Dangote Sugar is at 51 naira 20 kobo at the moment, just 20 kobo up from yesterday's 51 naira closing price. Okay, YouTubers, please confirm to me if you are able to hear any sort of sound yet, so I can make further adjustment to what I've been trying to do all along. Okay, BUA Cement dividend well received, Martin. Congratulations on that, and every other BUA Cement holder. We do not need to wait till August anymore, because initially that dividend from BUA was supposed to have been paid in August 2025. I think on the 28th was the original date for the dividend payment. So who are we to reject a sudden fast track or fast forward of the payment even more than a month after, before the initial date of payment? All right, something is happening. Okay, just missed on that. Something is happening in WAPCO. Afolabi, well, it's obvious. WAPCO published a fantastic result, and we can now see the outcome right there. Please, someone check. Okay, no sound yet. All right, I'll do another adjustment to see if it changes. Okay, microphone check on YouTube. Please check again and give me feedback if it works right now. All right, good afternoon, coach. You are a blessing to our generation. More of God's blessings to you. Thank you very much. The billionaire, Omen Reed, the billionaire. Greetings, everyone. Caroline Chinelo, Very good afternoon. Greetings to you too. Kiddies where in Lagos, tip is on full beat today. Absolutely. And that means that our children are really making money. Suddenly you have children that are millionaires. Why? Because tip continues to grow higher and higher. Just after we went in for our children. We are a community that invests even for our children. We are cementing the future generation's wealth right from this very moment. We do not want to make any errors of the past anymore. And so we are working tirelessly to see how we leave a sound footing for our children. Interestingly, it will interest you to note that Lafarge Africa published their second quarter result, which is a blowout. I'd like you to pay attention to this. Lafarge, their financial results firmly underscores their growing leadership in the Nigerian building materials sector. The company posted 269 billion naira in revenue, reflecting a 70% year-on-year surge. Right now, this was powered by strong cement volumes, price optimization, and operational resilience. More impressively, operating profit leaped 153%. Can imagine to 120.6 billion naira with an operating margin of 45%, up from 30% in quarter 2 2024. Profit after tax rose by a staggering 248% to 84.03 billion naira, bringing half year 2025 profit after tax to 133 billion naira. That's up 352% year on year. If you were here just last week, you must have heard me mention that I mentioned here that WAPCO, the cement manufacturers, are really going to be having a fantastic result from information I was getting. And what do we have? Absolutely exactly what is going on right now. And so suddenly we have WAPCO at 125 naira per share, up from the 116 it closed yesterday. 2.8 billion naira worth of WAPCO shares have already exchanged hands and 22 million shares traded. Currently 10.4 million WAPCO on offer, bidded for, versus 2.8 million on offer. So WAPCO is on the rise and a lot is going on in that company. That's because of the blowout result, like I have just mentioned to you. 52% increase year on year regarding the half year profit after tax. A whole lot of money that WAPCO is making, and hopefully it continues to help keep the price soaring. Congratulations, every WAPCO holder. That's a good one for you. So disappointing for YouTube that there is still no sound. I also received, Atlas received their Boa Cement dividend. Interesting. God help me. God help me this. I almost sold my tip at 10. Nafisa. You would have regretted this. You see, you remember you said you have repented, and that there are some of your penny stocks you gathered before that you were not going to sell off anymore. Well, tip should be one of them. It's a mainstay. It should be a mainstay. Anybody who follows me, you must have had enough tip in your portfolio, and that should be a fantastic hold for you anytime, any day. So please hold on to your tip. That one is for the long run. Just watch out and see what becomes of the half year result eventually. All right. Okay, so I'm happy for you, Nafisa. Unusually, your usual self, you would have sold it, but quite unusually, you have managed to hold yourself back, and now we do not have to regret for that action that you would have taken. Good afternoon, coach. It's good to see you again today. Let's make some money. Absolutely, we are. All right. Okay. Keep your comments coming in. Good morning, coach. Is open door a buy now? Be careful with open door. That's talking about that meme stock. I've already branded it a meme stock. It can surprise you, can clear money off you if you chase it. It's not a recommendation, but if you are very good at investing in meme stocks. You know how volatile they can be. One moment it's 1 naira, the next moment it's 3 naira. If you can be able to take your profits in and out as often as you will, then you may want to try it. Otherwise, be very careful with that stock. Okay? Victor Gerald says, Coach, yesterday's live session was not posted. Oh yes, because of the sound challenges on YouTube, and it's looking like perhaps we will be posting the TikTok version today, because YouTube still doesn't have sound from the feedbacks we are getting. No audio, Coach. Still, can we hold BUA cement stocks for long term, and can I buy WAPCO now? Absolutely. If you can hear me, Awison is asking from YouTube, and I can tell you, go ahead, hold your BUA cement. If you like, buy WAPCO alongside. Coach, good afternoon. Can we buy TIP at this price? Eleco Properties. Unfortunately for us, TIP is even unavailable at this 13 naira price. We always said it that when it lingers around a particular price for some time, it eventually takes a leap. Ladies and gentlemen, CWG adds 1 naira and is now 18 naira per share. I can tell you, when we recommend stocks here, try and be patient and stay long in it, because we are not playing here. It's not a hit and run. I've told you several times that it's a marathon. A lot of times you may have to just stay patient and do nothing. Sometimes I can tell you the best trades are no trade. I can tell you the best trade is no trade at some point in the course of the market activity. So interestingly, most of these stocks are now rising. So I do not know if you can be able to buy TIP, because currently there are about 1.4 million bids, 0 offers, and most of those bids are at 12 naira upwards. Okay. All right, NIDF just bought 116 naira today. All right, footy fans, interesting. Nice buy for you there. What do you think about Owando? Well. Owando continues to confuse its investors. In any case, anything good can just come up in the form of a news that could see the price soaring up again. If you have the patience of a snail, then you can buy Owando and wait. And of course, make sure you are not a BP patient, because Owando can cause you all sorts of heartaches. Sometimes you don't know when to get in, sometimes you don't know when to get out, and so on and so forth. But for now, 6.6 million bids for Owando versus 1.4 million offers. That's the situation. Coach, yesterday's live session, okay, responded to that already. Good morning, Coach. Please, small feet, a good buy. No idea whatsoever regarding small feet. No information around it also. Good morning, Coach. Is BUA cement a good buy, and what price? Or is it to hold and wait for it to dip? Donald Ngam. At this point, cement manufacturers are not dipping anytime soon. So if you are able to buy, go ahead and buy. But if you want to be so very patient, well, you can as well stay patient and wait for a dip. But I do not see any dip, because just as WAPCO has already announced their result, BUA's result is now being expected. And like I said earlier, that foreign exchange losses that was recorded by most of the manufacturers who import their raw materials into Nigeria to manufacture, most of those losses will now automatically become gains, and you will see huge leaps in their half-year results. Unlike what happened last year, BUA used to be as high as 185 naira per share around February last year, until foreign exchange losses hit them hard, including many others, and then they went under. So maybe BUA is trying to get back up to that price range. We do not know. But for now, there is no going back with these cement manufacturers. 1.8 million bids for BUA versus 719,000 offers. So I'm sure their result will come clean without any major foreign exchange losses, and that means a plus for them. That means also automatically their half-year 2025 results is going to be far better than the 2024 half-year result. I'm seeing Cadbury jumping to 65 naira per share. I've told you before, Cadbury is an 80 to 100 naira per share stock. Within the next 1 year, that should happen. Otherwise, before the next 1 year. Coach, I'm here to receive BUA cement dividend. Please advise on what step to take. Never mind, it's done gradually. You will still receive, give it 2 weeks, because they can't post dividends to everybody at the same time on the same day. But 2 weeks after the distribution started, which is from yesterday, 2 weeks from yesterday, if you do not see your BUA cement credited to you, at that point you can now try to contact the registrars or the brokers. Okay, keep your comments coming in and let's see what we have here. No sound on YouTube. Yes, I got that. BUA cement, my first ever event. It felt really good, coach. Oh, really? Value Tech Gadget. Congratulations. It really feels good to feel these things that we're talking about, that it's not faked and there's nobody coming to shortchange you. It's such an interesting experience because you get to now see what others are talking about and feel what they are feeling as well, and then it helps you to eventually become very frugal with your finances, knowing that if you structure your finances well, deploy them properly, you are most likely going to get a whole lot of returns in terms of reward for your investment. So this is what happens for as long as you have the BUA cement stock or any other stock that pays dividend. All the rest of your life, so long as they continue to remain profitable, you will keep getting your dividends. And that's how suddenly you don't need to struggle for money, because over the working years of your time, by the time you deploy sufficient supply into your investments, you end up not needing to work for money anymore. And that's what life should be. But we find a situation where so many people are struggling outside even retirement. In their retirement, they are in a struggle to survive because of money. And listen, everybody needs money to whatever extent based on the standard of living that they have. Nobody can do without money. And so as long as you are alive, you need sufficient supply of money. God bless you for all you do, coach. Thank you very much, Value Tech. Really happy for you. So let's go ahead. Imagine you build from now for the next 5-10 years. That's why I said relax. This thing is not running at all. Don't chase after any stock. Stay patient, be strategic in your approach, and make sure that you are taking the right steps from time to time. Okay? All right, keep your comments coming in. Great coach, you have got me hooked. Please speak on the insurance sector. Is it poised for a run? Which company offers the best prospects and what entry price? Well, Willie Nudge, thank you very much for your nice, kind feedback. But for the insurance sector, we will have to wait for regulators to come out with recapitalization plans, because that's almost like overdue to happen. And it's just a matter of time. In any case, there has been one wave of a rally in that sector, and that began towards the end of last year when we saw most of the penny insurance stocks under 1 naira climb above 1 naira and kept pushing. But if you're asking for the strongest amongst them, then you'll be ready to pay for it, because they are unusually more expensive than every other insurance stocks. And I'm talking about custodian insurance, the most expensive and the most valuable amongst them, currently at 29 naira 55 kobo. And then I would mention almost in the same breath NEM insurance, which I pointed out NEM here at 15 naira per share or so. Well, what do we have right now? NEM is currently 21 naira per share. Congratulations to those who bought in when it was mentioned here. Big congrats to you, because up till this moment there are 2.5 million bids for NEM versus 301,000 offers. So the bids continue to mount for NEM insurance. Suddenly 21 naira per share. And then if you permit me, I'll mention a third, and that's Mansard insurance. How much is Mansard right now? We saw Mansard dilly-dally around 5 until it got to 7, 8, 9, stayed a while at 9, but what do we have currently? 12 naira 83 kobo. That's number 3 if you ask me on the insurance chart list. So if you buy those insurance stocks, you will not have any form of fear that we generally hold for stocks in that sector, because a lot of times on the general, the insurance sector has underperformed terribly. And but these 3 are really doing the magic. So far, so good. Okay. So that's my take on the insurance sector. Hello, coach. I have no knowledge about stock buying. Please, how do I get started? Realtor in Lekki, Aja. Thank you very much for your sincerity and openness. Can I tell you this? You are in the right place because we all were born without knowledge of nothing. I can tell you, anybody who you see as a star shining in a particular field was once a novice. So you are very much welcome. This is the place to start from, where we have helping hand to see you through. We are talking about investing, part of the monies we earn over time, building an investment culture by ourselves, and then so that we secure the future tomorrow without having to struggle for money, and you can easily start seeing results as you get started. So it doesn't matter whether you had a degree in finance, accounting, banking and finance and all of that. All you need is the desire which has brought you here. So the next step is to proceed with opening your stock brokerage account. If you have a broker of your choice, I would advise you proceed to open a stock brokerage account. If you do not, then follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, and I will send you a link to open your brokerage account. And then of course, you get your account funded. But we always advise in this community, knowledge is key, because without knowledge, you are most likely going to lose money. And that's why I have, in my own wisdom, after 27 years in the stock market, I have made some mistakes that I do not want anybody following me or anyone part of this who is a part of this community to make. So what I do is I show you how to go about things in the market to protect you from losing money while investing knowledgeably. And by my experience, I know that a 2-hour live session or whatever is not enough. So people go in for seminars, for boot camps and all of that. They come out still confused because the market is quite a dynamic place. Every time things are going on, policy flip-flops here and there, and you need someone to guide you and show you, sometimes interpret market trends and societal activities or occurrences as relating to how you can take advantage of it in the market. So what we can do here, and that's why we have Network Investors Club. Apart from the daily live session, my YouTube channel is there for beginner guide videos for you to go through and understand exactly what it entails investing in the capital market, especially investing in stocks and the money markets as we discuss here. And then afterwards, you can also proceed to join us on Network Investors Club. The whole idea is to create an environment, a community where news about the market, views and reviews are always going on. So it helps you to learn on the job, if I may say, or put it that way. So you are learning and yet still earning because you are guided by people who already have very good experience in the market. So first things first, send me a DM. I'll send you the link to open a brokerage account. Send me a DM asking to join Network Investors Club. I'll also send you, we are on Discord app, and I can tell you we are now about 2,700 members on Discord. The membership there is also growing. It is made up of Nigerians abroad and Nigerians in Nigeria, with some foreigners also, because we also discuss foreign stocks. So by and large, even without making any comments, you can just observe daily discussions going on there. And of course, if you have a question, feel free to ask. And it's a do-it-yourself club. The idea and the wisdom behind making it that way is so that nobody comes to you to lure you into giving them money. You do not part with your money to anybody whatsoever. What you do is every instruction is given, everybody goes to execute. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask it in the open there on the group chat. Our members are very much willing. We are a sacrificial group and very happy to always help. All right, so do well to follow me on Instagram. Why do I redirect you to Instagram? That's where I'm able to manage to cope with the demand regarding DMs, because every other platform is a struggle for me. And of course, go on the YouTube channel to revisit some of the live sessions where we have discussed about so many of these stocks. I hope that does it for you. And just a little bit of ideas. When you buy stocks, you are not buying something intangible. You are not investing in something you don't know, you can't see. You are buying a part of a business. That's what happens when you buy stocks. And that's why, just like someone mentioned that they received their first think Value Tech Gadgets said that he received his first ever dividend from BUA yesterday. BUA Cement paid dividend, and you are paid dividend because you are an investor, a part owner of the company. Remember, if you have a business, the business makes money, profit comes to you. So when you buy stocks, you are actually buying a tangible asset with the company either creating value either by manufacturing or by services rendered. So what happens is when profit is made and the company takes care of every other bill, taxes and all of that, overhead costs, the remainder of the profit after tax, from there, profit is distributed to shareholders as dividends, and it comes in on per share basis, so that based on the number of shares you have, they multiply by the dividend per share announced, and then it comes to your bank account. No struggles. So our job is to look for which companies are profitable, because not all businesses are profitable everywhere in the world. So that's why you need guidance, and that's why with a carefully planned out strategy, you can occasionally, little by little, regularly build a fortress of financial wealth so that you too can be financially free. I hope I didn't take too much time, but most importantly, I hope I made some sense. Coach, please, is Wema a good buy? Well, I've said it several times over. Wema is a much better buy than, if you like, a stock like FCMB. And it looks like the market is just sweeping across and continually buying up Wema Bank. Oh, Mr. P, I'm so sorry. There's nothing really we can do during the live session to retest and overtest on YouTube. From what we see, I don't know why the sound is not out on YouTube. For whatever reason, the team is struggling with that, and it looks like it's not working. So I will just need to concentrate on where it works. Hopefully it gets sorted out later today. But we will still revisit the videos to see if it can be uploaded. If not, then we will upload the TikTok version of today's live session, because we can't continue to wait and keep the platform empty. My financial prof, is there no video for yesterday's session? Alfredo, we could have downloaded the YouTube version, but we didn't because of the challenge with the sound on YouTube. So maybe today we will do that from TikTok. Please, what's the best enterprise for Jaiz Bank today? Well, I'll go through and see what happens with Jaiz. Okay, still trying in my bid to try and do something different from the ordinary. Let's see what happens with this connection. Sorry about the delays. Okay, YouTubers, please confirm if you can hear me. Even if it's the slightest sound you can hear, please confirm if you can hear anything from me as I try to improve even the sound on TikTok right now, because it looks like we just may be relying on the sound from TikTok for upload today. All right, YouTubers, please confirm if you can hear me. Okay, keep your comments coming in. If you are not following me, you are losing money. I can tell you that for free, because suddenly so many others have redirected their finances and they can now build wealth going forward. Okay, Coach, I got some UBA shares on Bamboo. You mentioned brokerage. Does that mean I can't sell when I want? Well, why not? You can sell from whatever platform, Bamboo, any other platform, you should be able to sell. Coach, the sound on TikTok is super clear. Yes, I did something. I've moved the microphone from YouTube to TikTok. Since YouTube is not receiving the sound clearly, it's better we utilize it over there. Eukaria Uzo says she's frustrated. I am more frustrated than any of you right now regarding the sound on YouTube, but never mind. We will have a lot more sessions. We will keep making progress little by little. Okay, Maobi is suggesting that it looks like YouTube might have some restrictions due to the multiple streaming. Well, we will find out much later, but I do not think they should be restricting, because it's also good for them when you have sufficient viewership going on their platform. Coach, please stick to this mic on TikTok, because this sounds so perfect after you switch the mic. Well, you are not the only ones here. We're trying to meet the needs of everybody. But for now, well, enjoy the sound. Please speak on ABC Transport. Michael Okwe, ABC Transport, I do not really have further updates other than the fact that ABC actually is veering into something else, which is outside their regular road transportation business, and we're just waiting to see further feedbacks. But the jump in the price for me is not backed by the current fundamentals, and from time to time you will have ups and downs. Volatility is going to be high. Exactly what has just happened. As I'm talking to you now, I've gone to check. I'm seeing that ABC is now on full offer, 2.9 million offers, no bid whatsoever. The price has dropped from 5 naira 50 kobo to 4 naira 95 kobo. So you will keep seeing all of this until something very concrete comes up, and then the price stabilizes. All right, Coach, please, what do you think of sovereign insurance? Basirat, sovereign insurance, not a bad idea. If it's still around 1 naira or under. I just do not have the patience for all of these stocks. Wow, sovereign insurance has already gone as high as 1 naira 34 kobo. Okay, and it's looking even very much sought after. 4.8 million bids versus 864,000 offers. Well, the other day I did a search on the fundamentals. Not a bad stock to own going forward. Sovereign Insure has some good numbers, but if you are actually patient enough to wait it out, then feel free, because I'm seeing earnings per share of 22 kobo, and the shares outstanding is 14 billion shares. They made a revenue of 40 billion with a net income of 3 billion. So PE ratio is at 5.65, and 52 weeks range is 47 kobo to 1 naira 59. So the highest it has gone is 159. Currently, it's at 134 or thereabouts. Yes, 134. So it's nearing the 52 weeks high, and it means a lot of interest in that stock right now. Okay. Coach, do you advise me to buy universal insurance today? I do not know. My eyes are not on these penny insurance stocks a lot. Currently, universal insurance is at 75 kobo, 10.2 million bids versus 5 million offers. Currently 75 kobo. Okay, I will take a look at universal insurance and see if at least they have sound fundamentals to an extent. Just a moment, trying to check the details of universal insurance. All right, universal insurance, 16 billion outstanding shares. These are the issues. When the outstanding shares are too much, then they make nonsense of the profit after tax, because you are having a net income of 1.2 billion, but when you distribute it amongst 16 billion shares, there you have an earnings per share of just 8 kobo. And the PE ratio is quite high. So at 74, 75 kobo, the only reason why it may rise and give you serious gains is because maybe people feel it should be up to 1 naira. But the performance I'm seeing there, as far as the PE ratio is concerned or the earnings per share is concerned, there could be better insurance stocks at that price. Otherwise, you may just carry on. Coach, is Dang Sugar a good buy or CWG? Both of them are very good buys. Please go ahead. In any case, CWG has left the 17 naira bus stop. Let's see. I saw it at 18. Let me see how much it is right now, whether it has pulled back. It hasn't. It went from 17 naira to 18 naira straight. Okay, 7.6 million bids versus 939,000 offers. Coach, what sites do you get frequent updates on stock shares? Guy K, check on the NGX website. NGX website. All right. The NGX website. The website address is www.ngxgroup.com. All of these second quarter results, that's where you go and find them. So as companies upload, because they are mandatory for companies that are traded publicly to be uploaded. Favor Wonkocha says, good afternoon, coach from Kaduna State. Thank you very much, Favor. It's good to have you here. Do you have questions? Feel free to ask. Supply of answers are not lacking in this place. Okay, Adunni Ade says, coach, please recommend stocks that can be bought for long term today and at what price? Adunni Ade, well, as we speak, Aradel is overlooked and nobody is paying attention because everybody keeps running after other stocks that are running, and there are so much supplies, 4.8 million shares supplied versus 349,000. So this is a good time to buy Aradel when there is no struggle at all. This is how we invest. But if your capital is not too much, then you may want to look the way of QTix. Currently, QTix 402. We saw it jump from 3 to 4 yesterday. Currently 402, 4 naira 2 kobo per share. That's not a bad stock to own. And then I would still say, just a moment, I'm trying to see which of them could offer the best opportunity. I think VFD Group at 13 naira is a very good buy. It has never gone below 13 naira since after the markdown from the fantastic bonus shares done. So anything under 14 naira VFD is quite a good buy. They will also be coming out with a fantastic second quarter result. I can trust what to expect from there as well. So this is not, it's not, don't wait till when the result comes out and it starts selling at 17, then you start asking. Because people will come in and start asking, is it good to buy at 20, whereas it's been begging now at 13 and nobody is responding, okay? So that's another good one to take position in. All right, that's the much I can say. I used to mention tip all along every time anybody asks for what to buy. And congratulations to all of those people who have bought tip, because suddenly from the 9 naira it was lingering all along, it's now at how much? 12 naira 13 kobo, and it looks like there is still no bid, no offer whatsoever. Okay, please coach, speak on UCAP. Is it good to buy now? Anything 20 naira and below, UCAP is a good buy. They are also coming from the fatigue or hangover of a very fantastic bonus shares issued last year. For every one you have, UCAP gave out 2 bonus shares. So at 20 and below, UCAP is a good long-term buy. Benjamin Taibolaji is asking if Jaiz Bank is a good buy at 3 naira 80 kobo. Well, it's looking like Jaiz is refusing to come up to 3 naira 50 kobo. Maybe I would have said 3 naira 50 kobo, but not after a fantastic result like that. So if you want to buy at 3 naira 50 kobo, you need to keep checking what the bid and offer status are looking like. And even today, it's quite possible if there is a sell down. But if there is no sell down, then it will continue to linger around 380 and maybe try to attempt to go up to 4. We never can tell. Some very huge numbers there are being traded on Dangote Sugar. Just cited that transaction going on right now. If you are not following me, you are losing money. If you have just joined, congratulations. You will surely find a way to make money outside what you are doing right now. All you need to do is move some monies that you already have aside, and before you know it, things will take a new turn. Thanks, Coach. My CWG is flying. Also, WAPCO and Boa Cement. Max, you are really maxing out on these stocks. Congratulations for that, and thank you very much for that feedback. Really, really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 minutes from now, the phone lines will be open on TikTok, so you can call in and share your ideas, ask your questions, and we keep flying. All right? Keep your questions coming in. Sir, is Cornhall a good buy? Anything 3 naira cornhole is a good buy. Anything 3 naira or under cornhole is a good buy. But let me also inform us, by the way, that all of the views expressed here are my opinions and never an investment advice. So please, as much as I share my opinion with you and do some recommendations and what I feel, and of course reviews and research, do your own due diligence. Currently, cornhole is at 3 naira 4 kobo. It's possible to still buy at 3 naira today or 299. There are 10.6 million bids versus 13 million offers. Okay, I'm interested, coach, in UBA shares. How can I go about it, sir? Victor Talk for Media. Just go ahead, open your brokerage account, and then fund it, then go ahead to buy. If you do not have a brokerage account and you want me to recommend one, follow me on Instagram, send me a DM there. If you send me a DM on TikTok, I hardly come to reply DMs there because of how tedious it is. And every passing day, can I tell you, my time continues to be far less than I would have wanted it. So 24 hours, a lot of times, is no longer enough for me. So I try to manage my time and still try to see how I can respond to most of your inquiries. So if you are in my live session, this is the secret. Just send me a DM on Instagram for whatever you want me to do, and I will respond. Official Obianoju, we apologize for the lack of audio transmission on YouTube. Tuzi Music says, is tip a good buy now? Where have you been, Tuzi? This is a stock I kept mentioning, buy since November. I've never advised anybody to sell tip. It was 9 naira 95 kobo, 1 naira 95 kobo, November last year, just 8 months ago. It was, some people bought it at 1 naira 85 kobo per share. And today, even when it got to 9, I kept saying, this tip, you have to just buy it and stay in there. Now, we are talking about 13 naira per share. And you are now asking, is it a good buy now? It's almost like you waited till when it got to the highest and it's now unavailable before you are asking this question. In any case, TIP remains a fantastic long-term stock. All you need to do is to wait for supply to be made available. At the moment, there are nearly 2 million bids for TIP, 0 offers at the moment. So even if I say it's a good buy and you want to buy TIP now, you can't find it at the moment. Mr. D. Abba, Dangote Sugar, a good buy, or CWG, both of them are very good buys. Feel free and make up your mind. Is it still a good time to get into TIP? Why is everybody now wanting TIP? This is where, now, let me explain to us. Don't be my follower and continue to wait for a stock to jump. Then you start queuing behind it. That is the express way to failure in this market. And that's why a lot of people are losing money in the stock market. Nobody is guiding them, or maybe lack of experience. Because there were times to buy these stocks, and if you fail to buy it and wait till it jumps, you now start going to queue, they will give you the bag to hold. You become a bag holder, right? Please pay attention, buy stocks that are not flying yet. This is not to say that if you buy a stock that is jumping, it won't jump further. But you increase your risk of losing money when you keep chasing stocks, because you are almost arriving late all the time, and that means they will sell down on you and you will immediately automatically go into loss the moment you buy. So don't go after stocks that way. Today, TIP is on full bid now. Almost every comment I'm seeing is TIP good to buy now? It's not good to buy now. That's the honest truth. Excuse me, because it was available at 9 and 10 naira for so long, at least in the last 2 weeks. So if you wanted to take position, you just take your position. Now, what will happen? Let me explain again. At 13, it will stay a bit scarce. Now, it becomes more difficult now to wait for a pullback, because should TIP announce their second quarter result, then it becomes a blowout. If they announce a blowout result, of course, the price may jump to 15. All right? So, but if TIP doesn't do a very good second quarter result, then there is a likelihood of a pullback. Now, what are the chances that TIP will not announce a good result? The chances are very, 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 very slim. So if it's expected they'll come out with a very good result, you will now wait to see how the supply flows, because there are so many people trading with TIP. Whether you like it or not everybody is going to put money there and stay all the way. So when those traders begin to take advantage of the leap from 10 to 12 or from 10 to 13, you take some and then you wait a bit and watch to see. If it drops further, you buy. I've said it time without number. Tip is a long-term hold. Just keep buying whenever you see it and watch it grow before your very eyes. Yes? So imagine if somebody invested 1.95 million in tip by buying tip at 1 naira 95 kobo, 1 million tip, you would have paid just 1.95. Just say plus, if you add commission, say 2 million. You invest 2 million in tip November, and you bought 1 million shares of tip. As we speak now, that 2 million naira invested in November on 1 million shares of tip, if you come to the market, you're going to sell it for 13 million naira. So you made 11 million naira on top of your 2 million naira invested in that stock. That's what we're looking at. That's what is happening before our very eyes. So it is not a case of if you bought tip in November with 2 million, it would have become 13 million now. No, that's not what we do here. If you see me make that post, it is because we have already achieved it here. We are not speculators who go and check for something to post to excite people on social media. You can see it. There are people here. If I ask them to mention how much you bought your tip, if you bought tip in November, please type. Let everybody see from wherever they are viewing from. Sorry. Right? If you bought tip around November, please type how much you bought your tip so that people will see. We are not joking here. So do not rush after stocks when the whole market is agog for that particular stock, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we have recorded an attendance of 574 people on TikTok at a go right now, 581. It's dropped to 577. It's back to 581. That's the kind of impact we want to create, not a get-rich-quick scheme. Please be reminded. Do not keep making it look like you come into the stock market, you make money, you jump out very fast. If you come with that mentality, the market will also disappoint you because it's not on a daily basis or it's not often that the market behaves the way it's behaving now. All we are doing is take advantage of the current behavior, which is a bull market, and you need to be strategic in your approach because even in this bull market, people are losing money. That's why I gave you heads up ahead of time. Sell all your fundamentally unsound stocks and go into the fundamentally sound stocks because we are now approaching results season. And so any stock that announces a poor result is going to be punished. Now you are seeing WAPCO being rewarded and the stock price has jumped completely out of offer. And what do you have? Because they came out with over 350% increase in their profit after tax compared to 2024 half year. So this is how you just keep growing your money and keep making it while others are failing. You can't get this from anywhere for free. And so if we have staked our integrity on the line, then we can only but commend ourselves when we start seeing results. So it's not a case of if you had invested in the Nigerian stock market is bubbling now. If you had invested, no, we were here. We have seen it before our eyes. Somebody go ahead and type. I want to talk about that. If you bought tip okay. Benjamin says he bought tip at 2 naira 95 kobo in January. So imagine if he had staked bought 1 million shares, he would have spent 2.95 million. Let's assume he spent 3 million naira to buy 1 million shares of tip when you add commissions. Guess what? That 1 million shares of tip that he spent 3 million naira on is now worth 13 million naira. Clean 10 million naira profit on 3 million invested. But let me warn, the stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme. But we do not get surprised when it rewards us quicker than we expected. All we do is do our homework. And yesterday, I remember people asking, please, can you find the next tip? Right? Next tip, next tip. How do we know the next tip? I need time to go. Okay, first being Dabo says, I bought tip in June, and I'm now 66% up. In June, 66% up already. In June, just last month. Knowledge is power. Thank you, coach. Instead of losing money, we are making money. Thank you very much, Kaka. Appreciate. Now, that's it. I'm getting the responses now. Ovien Success says, I bought at 2 naira 72 kobo. That is 2.75 million naira, for example, invested is now 13 million naira. Nafisa, you see, Nafisa even bought at 1 naira 81 kobo. So 1.8 million naira invested in tip is now worth how much? 13 million naira. So over 11 million naira profit if you did that. And people actually bought up to 1 million shares. So sometimes these things are before us and we ignore them because it was not a hot cake. There are still many more, all right? Okay, Atkins says he bought in February at 3 naira 43 kobo. 3 naira 43 kobo. And he has made nearly 10 naira per share profit on that stock. This is how you make smart money. I've told you, stop struggling for money. You don't have to struggle for money. And the way to stop struggling for money is to start investing smartly from your earnings today. I have my time. I have retired for 5 years. Not looking for money. Work cannot make me look for money now. Now, money comes to me by pleasure. I do the things I want to do and money just flows. That's what you need. Why? Because there is an investment war chest that is a defense to any economic situation. That's what I want for all of you. And that's what most of you are already attaining, right? Okay, good morning, coach. What platform can I use? As I have 100,000 to start with, please go for knowledge. Send me a DM. I can send you the link to open a brokerage account, and then you get it funded. But please go for knowledge. Usually, when you ask me, what should I do? How should I want to start? I always send you my YouTube, the link to some YouTube videos that will help you to understand. If it is a 2-hour-long video, sit down and listen, because that way you build your own knowledge base in this business, and then you can also begin to make decisions for yourself. The whole idea is do-it-yourself approach, so that somebody cannot also easily deceive you, and then you will also be able to come up with your own strategy. That's the way it works. Thank you very much for all your feedbacks regarding how much you bought tip. Toon Tension says 2 million naira invested in tip around November last year is worth 13 million today. Really? Absolutely, exactly. As you can see, everybody making their comments there. Bought at 4 naira, clean. Congratulations. Thomas Gospel Tubot says, I bought tip at 10 naira 54. That means you bought maybe this month, if not last month. A month ago, but there you go. 13, it's not up to a month. If you bought at 10.54, then you must have bought it this month. Yes? Oh, Kaka says, I bought tip at 3 naira in March. Yeah, at that time, everybody was thinking, wow, tip has gone very far. From 1 naira 85, 1 naira 95 to now 3 naira. Ah, we've seen it all. What do we have? 13 naira and still counting. This is where patience comes in, because as I'm saying this now, I'm sure somebody is listening to me right now who sold their tip at maybe 6 naira, 7 naira, or even 10 naira. When we find a stock that will go all the way, we have an idea. There's something about that stock. Because of how long we've been in this market, there is a way to tell. And those things, you can't teach it. So it's by being a part of this that you become exposed to making up your mind on some of these things and knowing ahead of time. Ladies and gentlemen, something drastic is going on here. Wow, wow, wow. Who has bought Dangote sugar? If you have not bought, something has just happened here. Before our very eyes, all the offers for Dangote sugar has been cleared, and it has jumped from 51 naira to 56, 4 million shares traded already, 214 million naira spent. Something is brewing over there. I was almost going to say Dangote sugar still at 51. Well, we need to check it. So what you will do, I don't know if you do not have Dangote Sugar, but please also understand you don't have to be in every stock. Dangote Sugar effectively goes on full bid at this point. 17.9 million shares bidded for, 0 offers. This is how we make money. So if you have 1 million shares of Dangote Sugar right now, you have just made 5 million naira before our very eyes, because as at yesterday it was 51, now it has added and become 56 naira 10 kobo. So it has added 5 naira 10 kobo. So every 1 naira on your 1 million shares equals 1 million naira. So 5 naira made by Dangote Sugar this very moment means whoever has 1 million shares has just accumulated 5 million naira in seconds. That is if they sell. Remember, every loss is on paper until you sell. Likewise, also, every profit is a paper profit until you sell. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot is going on, and 1 p.m. is upon us. The phone lines are open already. We go straight and take your calls. Michael is the first caller. After Michael, we go on to listen to the law. Hello, Michael. Hello, Michael. Are you there?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're streaming from?
Michael from Lagos, sir.
Michael, thank you for joining from Lagos. Go ahead. Let's make it fast.
Livestock feeds. What was your take on it? Present price, current market price.
If I see livestock at 8 naira, I will say it's a good long-term position to take. But guess what? It even closed at 9 yesterday and it's now 9 naira 70 kobo. We saw it rise from 3 naira 72 kobo from November. I hammered on that stock a lot. And when it got to 9, it stagnated. It's been stagnating there for long. We remember it got to as high as 10 naira 83. So maybe it's just, and of course, that stagnation is not unconnected with the not too impressive full year result 2024, and of course the first quarter result. But I think anything can just happen now. There is a chance for livestock to, if they do well in their half year result that will soon be announced, then it should leave that region of 10 naira. I mean 9 naira.
Yes,
As we speak, it's currently at 970. Earnings per share of 60 kobo, 45 billion revenue, net income 1.79 billion. The P ratio is quite high, but you know what happens with when the market is hyped.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you are thinking of taking a long-term position, because Greek stocks will always do well,
Okay.
I think that it's okay to take position around, because the bids are even more, 3 million bids versus 1.9 million offers. So maybe you just take position from that 970 and then take more. Wait for it to dip further to take more, because it will always swing up and down. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Who was the next person? I saw somebody just when the first caller came in. All right. Well, yes, PJ. PJ is the next. Hello, PJ.
Nice meeting you. I met you. Someone recommended me to you. My name is Julius, actually. I'm calling from Sweden. So,
Thank you very much, Julius. It's good to have you here.
yeah, thank you, coach. You've been a wonderful and amazing personality. In my own way, I call you Pastor Wealth, because you said God has called you or God has asked you to make people wealthy. I want to appreciate you, and through you, I've filled my portfolio with many of your advices and the share you have asked us to put on. And I want to ask that CWG, do they pay Dividend, because right now I am 100% on the profit, CWG. I got it as early as ah 9 naira, so it's 18 naira, 18 naira right now. As I can see. So I want to ask, do they pay dividends? Is it a stock I should keep for a longer time?
Absolutely. CWG pays dividend. The last dividend they paid though was 39 kobo per share. And it can only get better with the kind of resources they are generating. 53 billion naira revenue, net income of 4.2 billion, earnings per share of 1 naira 67 kobo. And therefore, they are going to be comfortably be able to pay 50 kobo per share or upwards. And if that happens, the stock price can just continue going higher. As a matter of fact, they can even conveniently pay 1 naira per share, but that's up to the board of directors to decide which way forward. Whatever they do that is an improvement on the previous dividend payout will ensure the price stabilizes and keeps going higher.
All right, thank you so much. Finally, can you let me confirm for Jais Bank what is happening? It seems not to be doing much. I bought at 3.23 naira at my average cost, and I know you told us that there are some underworks going on, and it seems to be dragging its foot around that 3.8 now, if I'm correct.
Yes, actually, most of these penny stocks will initially go through a struggle period when the market is also testing to see their resilience. And Jais has recently published their full year result, which is fantastic. So expect Jais. Accumulation is actually going on right now at this range of 380. So eventually, the next stock will be 4 plus.
Wow.
There will actually be a rejection at that 4 plus, but eventually to find a way to establish a support above 4 naira per share because it's not going to remain a 3 naira stock.
Thank you so much. I
Just all
appreciate
you need now is just patience. Yes.
it. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Next on the line will be Any Babati. Please, how do I register on Atlas Portfolios? Inspire V Grace. Send me a DM. I'll send you the link. Send me a DM on Instagram, not on TikTok. Please, coach, what can I buy with 1 million? This is my first time. Grace, if you have your account already opened, it's either you are going for Aradel, which is good at the current price. It is selling for 508 naira. I love stocks that are not being attended to. Just in case it now drops to under 500. My goodness, what an offer. 508 naira per share. Or you look the way of QTix. Oh, QTix initially dropped to 402, is now 411. Very promising there. There are still so many offers of QTix, and so it's possible that you can take position in QTix as well. Okay, every caller, please, we have to be very fast with this so that we can be able to take as much as possible before today's live session is over. So what's your take on NIDF and AfriPrud? My take for NIDF is always a situation where you buy and hold for the long term if you are a dividend hunter, because our needs are very different. Some people need it for regular cash flow and, of course, to establish some level of support and security and maybe stability in our portfolio. So NIDF, very good if you want. Grace, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon. It's an
Hello?
opportunity and a privilege to be on this platform. Though I don't have an account with you, with Atlas, but I'm convinced I have to establish an account with Atlas. Like I said, I've just started.
Hello? Okay, we can't keep waiting. If we have lost you, maybe you want to call back. Any Babati, you are next. I called you the other time, but it went off. Let's see. No, looks like we're having a sound over at your end. Onazi, you are next on the line. Okay, Lotena says, I tried to buy TP yesterday, but it's still pending. Please, what is the cost and what do I do? That's because maybe you are buying using an app, and an app will always give you the previous day's price, and now TP is in very serious demand, meaning the offers are unavailable, so you are most likely going to end of the day without buying it. TP is out of offer. On full bid, nobody is buying, is selling. Hello.
Hello, Coach. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please tell
Can
us
you
your
hear
name
me?
and where you're streaming from.
Okay, I am Onazi Philomena calling from Abuja.
Thank you very much,
So my
Onazi.
question is, all right, Coach. I have a complaint and it's directly to Atlas. Since last month I joined this house, you've sent me the link to open an account with Atlas, which I did. So it wasn't working. I sent them a message on WhatsApp and they also forwarded a link which I would do the registration on. And ever since then, whenever I try submitting the form, it keeps showing error. I'd send them a couple of messages on WhatsApp to complain why I've not been able to submit the form, and up until now no response. So I've not been able to start any investment of any sort because my form had not even been submitted. So I don't know if you could get them to help me rectify the issue so I can start. The earlier the better. Thank you, Coach.
Oh, Onazi, so sorry about that. I understand how it feels. I'm trying to bring up Atlas so they can directly respond to you. Maybe what did you hear, Onazi?
Yeah, sincere apologies, Ma. Good afternoon. All right, please, can you send
Good
me a message on
afternoon.
WhatsApp now? Like now. Let me give you another alternative method to sign up. I'll be
Okay,
waiting.
thank you so much. I'll do just that. Okay, I will. Thank you.
All right, all the best, Onazi. Thank you very much, Atlas, for wading in as quickly as you have just done. This is why we trust the process. Somehow, some way, even in our frustration, you are able to step in and change things for the better. Thank you very much. Okay, what is your advice on bitter glass as the price is dropping now? Don Dre, it depends on why you bought bitter glass. If you bought for the long term, you stay in there. Otherwise, if you bought for the short term, then you take your flight. Okay, Favor Wakuba, I need to advise you on this. He said, sir, what's your take on Vitafoam? Should I sell? Do not sell your Vitafoam. Wait for the corporate action that is coming soon. Vitafoam will give you some interesting surprises you don't want to miss out on. So just stay on there. Please take this advice. Do not sell your Vitafoam just yet. I know you're already in very good profit. I know you feel like it should start moving, but it hasn't yet. But please stay patient. Wait. Remember to always be in a quiet place before calling our callers. Thank you, Kaka, for that update. I hope they hear from take this advice. OVN Success says, what's your take on Legend Internet? Well, for me, Legend Internet will go in for that perfect GJO stock. Somebody maybe wonder what's GJO. GJO is jump in, that's for G, jump out, that's for Joe. J for jump, I for in, J for jump, O for out, GJO. Because I've seen it oscillate between 5 and 10 naira several times. Currently 5 naira 90 kobo. So you want to just speculate with this, but you are the CEO of your portfolio if you have such funds to do that. It has oscillated between 5 and 10, and so you could take a ride from 590 where it is right now Then when you see it around 7, 8, or 9, if you are patient enough, if it gets there, then you sell, take profit, and wait again for it to come back down to 5. But it will not last forever. Do not be caught in the crossfire if it crumbles. Okay? That's my take on Legend Internet. Otherwise, we are waiting for real results to make long-term investment decisions. I hope that clarifies you. All right, next caller is Mali Paul. Coach, please, Japol is giving me concern. Can it go up, Ada or Tache? I aired my views about Japol.
You
have enough long-term patience before it works. Okay, Mali Paul, you are in a noisy place. We can't hear you. We can't deal. So we go on to the next caller, Dindu Ojike.
Hi, Coach. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Yeah, I'm Emmanuel. I'm calling from Lagos. I've been a long-time admirer of what you're doing.
Oh,
I think at the early stages, I reached out to you on Instagram and we exchanged a couple of messages.
All right. Thank you very much. Good to have you.
Yeah. So, quick one. I've been in the market for like 2 years. Myself, I'm a broker. I just wanted to know your views on Champion. I enjoy the conversation. Any day I work from home, I actually just tune in and hear how you analyze the markets in real time, and it's very impressive. I've also dropped you another message today. I would like to connect with the club you mentioned earlier. So, basically, first off, I really appreciate what you do. You should keep doing it. I'm a big admirer from where I am. Then, if you could just share your thoughts on Champion and Inbury, on what you think about those two stocks. Thank you. Inbury, International Breweries.
Okay, for me, as far as the brewery sector is concerned, a revival is in the cards, and most of them, their dying days are over. Okay, but I'm trying to check what the numbers are before I proceed. Okay. If I am to compare both, Champion Breweries shares outstanding 8.9 billion shares, International Breweries shares outstanding 168 billion shares. Goodness gracious. The numbers, as far as International Breweries is concerned, is not looking really interesting at this point. First off, let's go with Champion. Champion generated 23.9 billion revenue and net income 2.6 billion. They have fewer shares outstanding, which is 8.95 billion. And that brings distributed net income distributed, or profit after tax distributed on those 8.95 billion shares, brings earnings per shares to 29 kobo. But the sorry state is with International Breweries that generates 559 billion revenue, and yet income is a loss of 23.85 billion. With a heavy share outstanding of 168 billion shares, you have earnings per share of minus 0.24, which is a loss position of 24 kobo per share. No wonder the forward PE ratio is 25, too high compared to even Champion has a high PE ratio of 41. In any case, if we go by the current numbers, it's not looking interesting for International Breweries. Generally, the brewery sector suffered a lot in the last financial year with foreign exchange losses left, right, and center, and all that. But they almost are coming back fully, because if you notice, for those who drink beer, I don't, I hear that some beer that used to sell for 300 naira per bottle was now hiked to about 900 to 1,000 naira per bottle. So that huge increase in the cost of these products will make sure that they make a lot of money. I'm looking at the first quarter returns now for international breweries, even as woeful as the full year result was. There is a 68% revenue growth in the first quarter compared to first quarter of 2024. And then if I go on to the earnings per share diluted, we are also seeing from a loss position of 62 kobo in the first quarter of 2024 to a profit position of 30 kobo. So a silent revival is going on in international breweries, and we just need the second quarter result to affirm that this is really going to continue. Then for Champion, if we take a look at their first quarter results, we will also see something about the same trend, right? Like I said, that increase in the price of beer across board, across all brands, has led to serious revenue growth, because I'm seeing now from the first quarter result of 2025, if you compare to 2024 first quarter, there is a revenue growth of 93.75%. That's from Champion. And if you go down to earnings per share, we are seeing from a loss per share of 9 kobo to a profit of 11 kobo per share first quarter. Should they sustain this momentum, we will see a good performance in their full year. The problem now is most of these has already been priced into the stocks. If you ask me, that's because these stocks were selling for 5 naira and 3 naira and all those things before they jumped this way. So there is going to be a likelihood of heavy dilution in most of these stocks because they are needing to raise capital to clear some debts. Most of them are indebted and they will need capital, including the big gun like Nigerian breweries. Nigerian breweries will need to raise capital to eventually be balanced. I'm talking about their balance sheet right now. And it's just a matter of time. You pick the best amongst them to invest in. For now, if you ask me between Champion and the international breweries, I'll go with Champion. Is that okay, sir?
Yes, perfect. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, next on the line is Peter. Peter EN. I see you waiting. After Peter, it will be SJ Iwunze. So stand by, SJ, while we hear from Peter. Dear coach, how can I be a daily trader? How can I do that on Bamboo? Well, I do not use Bamboo. I will ask that anybody who uses Bamboo, Maobi, could you please advise? First off, day trading will put you in problem because you need to be aware of the rules of the rules of the exchange in Nigeria has at least 10% to do. If you are not aware of this, you will just be working for your broker.
Good afternoon, coach.
First approach will be swing trading, which gives you a lot of so you are in a noisy place, go away from the noise.
Good afternoon, coach.
Good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're streaming from. There's still some noise around here.
I'm Peter, calling from Enugu State.
Peter from Enugu. Go away from the fan or whatever is making that noise.
Okay, sir. Can you hear me?
Please move away from the fan so I don't pick up this call.
Can you hear me, sir?
Change your location. The noise is too much in the background. Iwunze, SJ, you are next. Maobi, my volume dropped because if I put that microphone on, I will hear the callers. So I have to remove this and here I can.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
My name is Obin. I'm calling from Owerri.
Obina from Owerri, nice to hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, well done on your good work, sir. I heard you advising someone earlier to take position in Q6 and Aradel. I want to know, ask if Trams is also a good one to take position in at this point.
Chams, yes.
Yeah,
I saw Chams drop under 3 naira, and that's a good position.
yeah, it dropped under it's about 2 naira something right now.
Yes. It's a good
Okay,
position.
yeah,
Whoever is selling down has forced the price down, and if they buy off from the person, Champs will recover back up to 3. So it's a good position to enter. I'm seeing an offer of 187,000 Champs at 2 naira 98 kobo. That's a good entry.
okay, no problem, sir. Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much. Have a nice day.
Okay, please, there is a misconception there. Please do not misunderstand that statement. Thomas Gospel Tubo. That's not what I meant. I didn't say if you. No. That's not what I meant. I didn't say if you are using bamboo, you're working for a broker. I said if you decide to trade Nigerian stocks daily. When you say day trade simply says you are buying and selling the same day to take a few gains. And I'm saying the maximum, the rule book in the Nigerian exchange has it that no stock gains more than 10% in one day. So if you stick to day trading as it is defined, it means that you don't want to make more than 10%, you can't make more than 10% per stock in a day. And to even find a stock to move maximum 10% and quickly sell and then buy again from some other place, you can just lose money because there is no much volatility in one day because of that 10% restriction. Maximum gain 10%, maximum loss 10%. So I wasn't referring to any broker or any fintech whatsoever. What I'm saying is if you are not careful, you are going to be working for your broker because let's assume you are able to target a stock and buy maximum 10%. And your broker is charging you 2% or 1% per transaction. So when you buy, they take 1%. When you sell, they take 1%. If that happens, then you are almost working for the broker because you can't make more than 10% per day. And out of that 10%, 2% is going to a broker who charges 1%. But Atlas charges 0.4 and 0.6. Part of the reasons why I use Atlas, and if anybody likes, feel free to use Atlas or any other broker you use. In the end, you want to be knowledgeable enough not to just waste your time and energy getting peanuts, thinking you are making a lot of money. That's what I meant. So it's better, instead of day trading Nigerian stocks, you swing trade. It doesn't matter what platform. As long as you give it sufficient time, 1 week, 1 month, 2 months between buy and sell periods, that affords you sufficient 10% gains. And mind you, it's not on a daily basis a stock continues to gain 10%. But when you give it that long period, you can be able to give it enough time to amass up to 40, 30, 50% gain within that period. Then you make your profit. So day trading in the actual sense is not practicable in the Nigerian exchange. That's what I mean. And it doesn't matter whether you're using Bamboo, Atlas, Stanbic IBTC, Meristem, any other broker. It really doesn't matter. I hope that clears you about that. Okay. Oyinlola Olamide, you are next. Okay, somebody's asking what do you mean by swing trade? Like I just explained, swing trade is buying and selling after 24 hours upwards. Day trade is within the same day. That's all. So swing trade can last 1 week, 3 days, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, even 6 months. If it's swing trade, it's swing trade. It's not long term, it's not medium term. You are focusing on making a certain percentage gain on any stock that you are thinking will give you that a reasonable upside. And then once you hit your target, you sell and move on. That's swing trade. But when you are now staying medium long term, That's no longer trading, that's investing. That's the difference between investors and traders. So we have two categories of people in the stock market, traders and investors. That's the reason. It is because of traders that stock will jump very high and then drop. Because when it leaps from 9 naira to 13, like TIP has done now, don't be too much in a hurry. TIP will eventually be made available maybe from tomorrow, and you will see it. Today is not available at 13. So many people have bought at 13. Tomorrow it can be available at 11, 12, right? Because the traders want to take profit since they bought at 9. It's now 13. They will take a move. Why? Because most traders are actually using borrowed funds, and it's not your money, so you don't go and sit down too long on a stock. As it makes that leap, you take advantage, sell off, collect your profit, return the borrowed funds, and pay your interest and hold your profit. That's the way it works. A lot of people do that, and even institutions do that. So that's the reason why every time a stock jumps, you will always see it come at least dip backwards a bit before it continues moving, if it is on a steady rise. And for it to be a steady rise, it must be a very good performer in terms of the finances. And we have effectively come into earnings season. And so a lot is going to be going on with most of these stocks. Hello.
Hello,
Olamide, are
coach.
you there?
Yeah, I'm
Good
here.
afternoon.
Good
Go
afternoon.
ahead. Where are you
Well
streaming
done.
from?
From Ibadan in Nigeria, or your state.
Thank you very much, Olamide from Ibadan. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate what you've been doing so far. So just to go straight to the point, I have let's say approximately around 5 million to invest, but I'm actually looking at spreading it across stocks and mutual funds and all of that. So for the stocks, for myself now, for the stocks, I've identified TIP and some banking stocks, I think around First Bank and Fidelity, as you've advised. So outside the non banking stock, so I'm looking at FMCG sector. Do you have any particular stock in mind that would be profitable for me, probably in the medium to long term?
Olamide,
No.
you have just done a very fantastic job in allocating your funds. That spread is perfect. Two bank
Okay.
stocks that have good prospects going forward, FMCG, which nobody should miss out on, and TIP. Now, another lesson we have to also learn is the discipline, apart from the discipline of not overspending your money or not being a frivolous spender, the discipline of holding on to the money and waiting for opportunities is also something to study. So, I'm saying that because of a stock like TIP. The money is in your hand now, you are most likely going to be tempted to throw it around TIP because it is currently on full beat. But I can tell you, it will be available anytime soon. While I'm talking to you, remember, this same TIP, I thought it went as high as 13 this morning. Is that correct? I
Yes.
thought I saw 13. Well, I think the 13 offer has been cleared. If I'm not mistaken, I thought I saw TIP at 13. In any case, it's at 12.13 now. 12 naira 13 kobo right now. Okay? I do not think it got to 13. I hope I'm not mistaken. In any case, TIP is at 12 naira 13 kobo now. You want to wait for the pullback to take position. There has to be a pullback. And when it happens, maybe 11, maybe under 11. But
Okay.
the way it is doing now, it may not go down to 9 anymore. In the end, it all depends on how much volume some sellers want to offload. And there is still a possibility it will get down to 9, but if it doesn't drop to 10 until the result comes out, then buying at 11 is okay. So you want to give yourself a target of once the pullback happens and it drops below 12, you start taking position.
Okay. Thank you
So
so much.
that's
Thank you so. So one more
and
thing.
for the other, you
Go
can
ahead.
take your time to buy because they are not under pressure of being unavailable. Fidelity has
Which
been
one is
fair
that?
enough hanging around
Which stock is
at
that?
the moment. I mean the other ones you mentioned, Fidelity and First Bank. Those ones you can take your time and buy. There's no question. And then for the FMCG,
Yes.
in fact, I almost left all of you here to go and find a way to buy UACL because I saw it at 15 naira per share. But if you see UACL, buy at 50 or anything less. As long as it's under 51, go ahead and buy UACL because between UACL, Unilever, which is 59.50 already, UACL 50.50, and then Cadbury, which is soaring away, dusting Unilever. Before I heard that, but before us right now, amongst the three, I would rather we go with UACL because Cadbury is at 64 and UACM is still under 51, which is fair enough. And the numbers are there to back it up, I have no doubt. So UACM.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much,
Some of
Coach.
us, like Nestle is also an FMCG stock, so but it's already out of reach. 1,800 or so, so I said it the other time. That's not what I want people to start going into now. Maybe it's a 2000 but let's run with those that are still within reach. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Coach. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Okay, Bernard Dumery, you are next. After Bernard, then we will have to talk with K-Trend. Hello, Bernard.
Yeah, good. Well, where I am also, my name is Bernard Umeri, and I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Thank you very much
It's
for joining all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, U.S. Go ahead.
yeah, it is kind of coincidental also that I was just driving, then listening to TikTok, you came up. So, and I've been listening to you now for almost say close to an hour, which I normally don't do. I'm so interested in it also. I have a few questions for you.
Okay.
I would like to know how I want to open a brokerage account in Nigeria, though I live here. Because over here in the US, I trade in trucks myself. I have a brokerage account which I trade in trucks, in stocks. So I have the fund to trade in stocks for seriously. And for me, what I do normally when I buy stocks, I don't buy the high end like Tesla, Google, or those. To me, it is too pricey for me. I like to buy the lower end of it of say maybe $10, $5, $8. There was a stock I bought for $5.25. Right now it is almost $55. I bought
Awesome.
also within the last 11 months. So that's how I trade. So I look at it also, and one thing to me, I don't fall in love with stocks. I don't fall in love with them. I let it go when my hunch tells me also it has to go. Then I buy other ones also to make the differences I've lost. So for me, I would like to know how to open an account, and I would like to talk to you privately to see what I can do, how to get which website or which app I need to go to know to get the stocks in Nigeria so that I can look at it closely. I look at the sectors because I like to look at sectors and see the one I think I can look into. So if you don't mind, I would really appreciate you and I would really appreciate your help.
Okay, not a problem. All you need to do is send me a DM on Instagram. I'll forward a link to you to open your brokerage account, and definitely you can open an account in Nigeria even from where you are. Either
I
using
cannot.
I say you can. You definitely
Okay.
can do. And so even if you are using your KYC documents over in the US, or you want to use a Nigerian KYC which is under your control, fine. As long as you have a Nigerian bank account that you have access and control over, then you are good to go.
I do.
Excellent. That's it.
I do. Okay. Thank you. Question for you. I know this is personal, but is there any way you can text me your personal cell phone number, if you don't mind?
We can communicate that about that on Instagram. Just do me a
On this.
DM. I use the same handle at Wealth Coach Omiete. You can search me there.
Okay.
Send me. I'll respond.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate your help. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Bernard, and all the best.
Thank you. You too. You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Excuse me. All right. Next on the line is JAce. After JAce, we have Mel-Ease. Okay. Hello, YouTubers. Can you hear me? Please confirm again. My YouTube family, I really feel bad for you, but I'm trying my best to see that things get better. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
I can hear you, Coach. Hello, Coach. This is Jace.
Jace, good to have you.
Okay, my name is Jace. I'm originally based in China, but I'm on holiday in Malaysia with my family. So I just want to quickly just recap what happened I think it's last Saturday before Hello? Right. Can you hear me? So somebody contacted me using your TikTok account. All right. It seems they cloned it, and the guy was talking to me, and I'm on holiday, so I just tried to chat with him, and he wanted me to go to WhatsApp to discuss more. And I remember every time you emphasized that you never contact people. So I wanted to tag along with him just to know him, but because I'm on holiday and we were going out on that day, so we just arrived in Malaysia. The guy normally contacts on Friday or Saturday, so he knows that you don't have like live streaming on Saturday and Sunday. Anyways, so I told him, because I couldn't tag along, I didn't have time. So I told him that, okay, before I joined him on WhatsApp, I will screen the message, what we're chatting, I'll screen to and show it to Coach Omiete on via TikTok or other social media. And if he tells me he's the one, then I will chat with him on WhatsApp. So after that, he stopped talking to me. So just to tell everybody that, please do not tag along with anybody that tells you that to chat with him, pretending to be Coach Omiete. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jace. Really, really appreciate your vigilance, and you are really smart to have been very sensitive. Even during your holidays, it's not easy. He could have just capitalized on, if you had not been that vigilant, to do something funny. Thank you very much, even for bringing it up here. We can't stop warning people because these people are very relentless. So I'm really grateful that you brought it up here today, and I'm going to re-emphasize, please, there is a reason why I don't follow back. It's not pride. It's not because I'm too busy. It's for your protection. Everybody who follows me, please understand this. You may not know, but so many others fall victim with the fact that somebody clones an account, use my DP, finds a way to manipulate their way to call it Wealth Coach Omiete in any way, maybe put a dot at the end or put a dot or one sign on the other just to create a new account. You would think I followed you, and then before you know it, we are chatting. And somebody has actually swindled a caller who called in some time ago during my live session like this. He had sent out over 600,000 naira. Now, the question I have for people who respond to the extent of sending money is, they send you an account that is not a stockbroker's account, it's not a corporate account. You saw the name come up, it's a private name, a Nigerian name, and you still went ahead to pay money. This is where I have a problem. If you can't be so vigilant to that extent, do not respond to anybody. So the idea is for your protection, I don't follow you back. Even if I follow you by mistake, because sometimes you are touching the devices, something can go wrong without your knowledge. And if I find out I followed you, I unfollow quickly because of your personal protection. Because if you have me as your follower, what happens is that person will come with this display picture. My DP, I have had to change it also because they cloned my initial DP. Now they will carry this photo, create a new one, and come into your DM. You will not know and start chatting you. In your mind, you are talking to me because I'm your follower. So my not following you on these social media platforms is for your protection. The same way in the Discord app, we want every discussion openly, so that nobody comes there also in disguise of being a genuine member to lure you out of the group and tell you things in a bid to collect money from you. The reason why the link also to the Discord group expires with time is so we don't have all of these fraudulent people coming in and barging in and carrying out all their evils. So please and please, everybody listen up. I will not be the first to send you a DM. That's for your defense. So that if you want any information from me, like I said, I have only one social media account on all platforms. There is no backup. Don't be deceived by any other person. If you didn't come into my DM, you won't find me in your DM. So anybody who comes into your DM with my photo, please run. Ignore them completely. If you don't have the vigilance to tag along, just avoid them or block them, even report them. I've done everything I can over and over again on all platforms, and these people are relentless. So we will not stop warning you. That's why Net Worth Investors Club is not an investment club. You are not expected to bring money for people to invest for you. That's not what we do. So nobody will ask you to bring money. If you see anybody doing that, just report that person. That person will be booted out of that group straight away. Please, please, we are an investors club, not investment club. So we are investors. We come together and we invest for ourselves. That's why it's a do-it-yourself club. Jace, thank you so very much for bringing this up. We will continue to remind ourselves because there are new people joining us who may not have heard about these warnings, and it really goes a long way to help. I hope you're having a nice holiday, by the way.
Yes, I'm having fun. Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia is a wonderful place. It's great. Right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Interesting. Enjoy your fun. And it's really striking to note that even while having fun on vacation, your ears are still on the ground regarding market developments. So, ladies and gentlemen, you could spend money on vacation, and while you are vacationing, those you have left in the stock market is replenishing whatever you have spent. There is no better way to spend money than spending it with your full chest, as we say it here. Confidently spending it without fear of tomorrow. But there are people who are not like that. That money they have committed to their vacation just goes completely off. And then they have to start all over again to recover. But that's not our case, right? All right. I am currently on vacation watching you right now. Ivory Clerk, congratulations. Thank you very much for even stopping by and finding time for this session. Hello.
Hello, Coach.
Barrister, very good afternoon to you. Tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Mela Ake, streaming from Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Thank you for the good work you're doing, sir.
Thank you very much, Mela. Appreciate your presence. Go ahead.
I noticed you've been hammering on some certain stock lately. First Bank, Fidelity, Tip, I also think I overheard you mention Qtix and Aradel. I just wanted to, for the sake of clarity, get what price range you think is ideal for each of this stock, and if there is any stock I mentioned that maybe you didn't actually suggest, perhaps I can remove it from my list, or if there's anyone I omitted, you can also remind me. Thank you, sir.
Okay, just hang on. I'm trying to re-log in because I've been logged out due to the time wasted not being active on my platform. We'll go again on that list. Can you recap list item number 1 on the list?
First Bank, sir.
First Bank, we saw it jump from 29 to 33, 35, and then came back to 30. Oh, it's 31 now. I think that's a fair price to get in and to start taking position there. 31.90 is not bad. Anything 31 and under is fine for First Bank. Next, Aradel. Aradel, fantastic, even at the price it is now, 508. I'm seeing that there is selling pressure, and so you stay patient. In fact, if you put in a bid for Aradel at 508, you're going to get, because there is an offer at 508. Otherwise, if you want to haggle with them on price, then you want to put in a bid at 507. The difference is not much. That's okay for Aradel. 507, 508. Next.
Tip.
Oh my, now tip is on full bid as we speak. You have to just stay patient until it's available. Maybe tomorrow it could just be available, especially for those heavy traders who bought at 9. They'll be happy to sell at anything above maybe 13 plus, then force it down to under 12. For now, full bid, 1.9 million bids, no offer.
All right, sir. Qtix.
All right, Qtix, my ideal entry suggestion would have been under 4, but I think it's trying to build a support above 4 right now. So Qtix, having closed yesterday at 407, I know it dropped from 450 something or so. It's at 401 right now. 11 million offers versus 4 million bids, meaning there is a whole lot of offers now. So the pressure is on the sellers. 401 or 4 will be a good entry. Currently, there are 1.1 million bids at exactly 4 naira. But if you put in a bid at 401, oh, we've cleared the 401 bids. Okay, we've cleared the 401 offers. So 4 naira per share for Qtix, not bad.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have 8 minutes more to go. TY, you are our next caller. After TY, we have Junior. Coach, you need to teach us how to interpret financials. That's going to be too difficult. Beckley, I'm just talking to you. That's a serious business. It's not what you can do on a 2-hour live stream without screen sharing access. That's a paid session you're asking for. All right, I think we lost that caller. Junior, you are next. Gracias is asking, says, Coach, what about Eternal Oil? I'm seeing Eternal Oil dropping as at yesterday, even today. Okay, today is even better. Yesterday it dropped below 40, but today is 40.75. I guess some heavy seller dumped some of this Eternal Oil. 2 million offers versus 419,000 bids, which is still some serious pressure on the sellers. Okay, we lost Junior. I'm trying to maximize time. 7 minutes before today's live session is over. Royal says, I'm in Nigeria. What's the best broker to use, Coach? There are no best brokers. Depends on your experience with any broker that you are able to find. In any case, if you are asking for a suggestion, then I would say you can use the broker I use. I usually preach what I practice. That's why I haven't mentioned it. It doesn't mean other brokers are not good. You can do your due diligence where a do-it-yourself club, so you can find out yourself which is best if you like and use. But for me, I always share what I have experienced. That's why you don't hear me talk about Forex, for example. There was a time I was to dabble into Forex, I didn't because there was too much I needed to study. I even gathered the materials, but business that time would not allow me. That was 5 years ago. So I dumped anything Forex. So you won't see me talking about Forex because I will talk only about what I do because I am to be your experienced, not someone who is guessing. Hello, Silver Big. Tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
My name is Success. I'm speaking from Abuja. Good afternoon, Coach.
Success from Abuja. We are glad to have you because
Hello,
we
sir.
want to succeed.
Yes, sir. I have some stocks I want to ask you. I want to seek advice from you from about
Okay.
9 of them or so. One of the number one of it is this Square Nigeria Limited. So I just want to find out if there are stock you advise or want to venture into.
Score does not have a fantastic fundamental, but the price seems to always be supported heavily. And then it's currently on full bid, interestingly, 5 naira 50 kobo. Though liquidity usually is not much on Score, but I do not have any further information apart from their previous performance, which is not too wonderful. Usually, sometimes, and this is not to speak against any stock or any company, sometimes most of these companies are coming from very difficult pasts and they usually bounce back eventually. But for now, that's my take on Score. Not sufficient information to give further advice.
Those are you advise one should leave it for now, but
Well, yes, because I don't have a reason why you should go in, other than the fact that, okay, something good may happen, including CNG program of government if it favors them because they're in the auto industry, just like Aruti Briscoe and so on.
okay, sir. What of Tantalizer?
Yes, I saw somebody mention that I should speak about tantalizers on Instagram. Well, my stand remains show us results because after the hype comes the judgment. As we speak now, tantalizers is at 2 naira 90 kobo. I remember tantalizers being at 70 kobo for so long last year, and then it was taken over by some new investors who pumped in money and decided that they were going to actually diversify the business into or diversify. They were not just going to be a restaurant, but they are also going to go into entertainment. So about 2 billion naira or so was reinvested or injected into the business, and that news saw tantalizers surging from 70 kobo to 2 naira, 3 naira, even up to 3 naira 45 kobo. That's the 52 weeks high. But now we want results, and the market is now waiting. And that's why tantalizers is at 2 naira 90 kobo. If whatever they are going into begins to yield results early enough, then tantalizers will move. If not, tantalizers will remain here at 290 for a while before change happens. Looks like we have lost him there and time is not on our side. 2 minutes to go. James has been standing by. We'll take James and that will be all for the call for today because there is no more time to continue. All right? Aradel is now at 506, looking even more interesting, 505. Somebody is really selling down, 504, 501. Oh my goodness. Aradel currently 501. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good
Hello,
afternoon.
good
You are our
afternoon.
last communications. Go ahead.
Please, as a new person into I want to know how to open the account, just that, and I want to be trading every day. The kind of platform that I can open, that has been my challenge. I've heard about Bamboo and all the rest, but I wanted an account that right in my house I can do the trading, not necessarily uh, giving the responsibility to stockbroker.
Oh, well, that's what Atlas provides. So you can feel free to send me a DM. I'll forward the link to you. You open your account and wherever you are. You can trade even using your phone if you like.
Okay. How do I go about it then?
Send me a DM on Instagram.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, James. You are our last caller for the day. Thank you very much, everybody, for all your efforts. Let me just answer one more question. Muyiwa Bite is asking on Instagram, saying, how can we invest from diaspora, coach? Very simple. Send me a DM. You're already on Instagram. You already follow me. Perhaps that's why you are on this live session. Just send me a DM. I'll forward the link to you. You open your account. Maybe it will take a week because you need to be verified, especially talking about your KYC documentation. So once that is done, that will be it, and we're good to go. All right, it's very possible. Even the caller from Sweden, I don't know if he was part of the meeting I had with the Nigerian Diaspora Sweden chapter. We had a good time where we spoke a lot at length, and hopefully more Nigerians find this an opportunity to invest, instead of just working and leaving money in savings account and having the fear of devaluation. You can see how much returns people are making in the capital market. You don't want to lose out. Even foreign portfolio investment is coming into Nigeria. So you, who is a citizen, shouldn't miss out from the goodies happening here. All right, you do not necessarily have to come back home. You can make your money while you are there, even reconvert to USD. Like I spoke to the Swedish branch of Nido when we discussed. I showed them how if they invested in Presco or a stock like NACO 5 years ago, those two stocks, investing $5,000 in that particular stock would have meant you took $5,000 5 years ago, exchanged to Naira, the exchange rate was 380 Naira to the dollar. Having exchanged to Naira then, and then you invested in any of these two stocks and sold now, by the time you reconvert to USD at 1,600 today's exchange rate, your $5,000 is between $35,000 or 50 something thousand dollars, depending on which of those two stocks, right? That's what happened. So, textbook knowledge can deny you a lot, and that's where I have problem with theory. We can go on creating videos to gather people, 1 million followers, 500,000 followers everywhere. You are not showing them how to do it, then you are not impacting people. You are just having fun or just creating content. That's where, so when you mention change USD or British pounds to Naira and invest in Naira, they'll be like, oh, devaluation. Have you, the Naira depreciating this and that? All those is textbook knowledge. We are talking about practical. Somebody invested in November and is recording 400% profit. How can the Naira ever be devalued that much? So what we are trying to outpace inflation and devaluation, and we are seeing it work live before us here. That's what we are doing here. So do not be discouraged by textbook knowledge. Find out what people are doing that is really working and take position. Test it for yourself, maybe with $100. Test for yourself and see. So that it's a do-it-yourself club, so it's very practical and straightforward. Thank you very much, everybody. This is where we call it a day, and I'm going to be very hot on my team right now, especially the technical team, for the disappointment we're having regarding audio on YouTube. Hopefully, it gets better from tomorrow because we can't continue this way. For now, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we come to an end in today's live session. I want to thank Maobi and Atlas for coming through for us, and everybody who has liked and shared. You have been a part of this movement, helping many other people with your screen actions. Thank you so very much. I love you all, and we will keep making money this year. We are not done yet. We are just not done yet. Sit tight. We still have a long way to go. It's just the first month in the second half of the year. Congratulations as your portfolio continues to grow. Stay safe and make sure you're making money, taking advantage of this. For now, until we meet again, same time tomorrow, follow me on Instagram, send me a DM. Today's live session will be uploaded straight from TikTok onto YouTube. We will not relent in making sure that we make these things available for your investing and learning pleasure. Until we meet again tomorrow again, this is me saying bye for now.